Greetings, family. What goes on? It's Mike's from livemyassoff.com, and we're now gonna go through a little bit of World's End, which is in Hingham, Massachusetts. World's End is a park, basically, that is completely open, and it costs a little. You can physically walk in here, and there's no cost. If you want to park your car, they do charge you for that. But it's a wonderful place, and there'll be some links below and some information below about it, and also why I like this place and what it means to me, and why I'm here. So hopefully you enjoy it. And again, it's World's End. It is July 6th, Monday, July 6th, 2015. Okay. Wanted that guy, actually, if you can see him behind me, maybe you can't, but wanted him to walk by. I'm still not completely comfortable sitting here talking into the end of this stick as I walk around. But anyway, so I also have the first of my GoPro attachments. It's a selfie stick, basically, but it's also got some bends to it, and I'll actually have the camera. I'll show a little bit of it. But and the nice thing is in the base and the handle, it's got a you kind of unscrew it, and it's got a tripod, so that's great. So I can like set it down and do some video that way. So anyway, it's the first of my GoPro accessories. $70, $69.99. Thank you, Best Buy. A little bit too expensive, but in any case. So we'll walk through here. We'll walk through World's End a little bit. And when I was a boy, we used to come out here all the time, and it was great because we come out here in the middle of the summer, in the middle of the fall, or in the winter too, which is really great because at that time there was very few people attending it. And as I notice as I walk by people and I like talk about this, they don't really seem too fazed by it. So I think people are kind of getting used to the fact that people are walking around with cameras and selfie sticks. So, hello.
Hello. So
World's End has a great place in my heart, and reminds me of a wonderful childhood. Once again, thank you, Mom and Dad. And the nice thing about it is, even though, although it is Monday right now, so Monday, July 6th, 2015. It is Monday right now, so, you know, and it's about 2:30, I think. So yeah, most people have jobs. Most people work. So the fact that there's not that many people is kind of nice. However, even on the busiest of days, it's rare that you can't experience what I'm experiencing now, which is basically walking down the trail and not having anyone come in the way, or be behind you, or in front of you. And so that's kind of nice. Anyway, so this was a great place when I was a kid, and every time I come back to Hingham, which for the most part, in the last 25 years, I think I've come back at least 22 times. Here, I'll show you this. This is kind of, when I talk about why I like the water so much, and why I want to always be by the water, is I grew up here. I grew up on the water, and this is a great example of the peace and tranquility that's available just in Hingham. And so you can see this is eelgrass. This is very common here. You'll see a ton of this like growing in the water, and then the tide goes out, and it'll dry out sometimes, and it'll get kind of sharp when it gets dry. But there's an example of a beautiful little house, like right on the river. I believe this is called the Weir River. I'll make sure I put the actual title of it. But you can see someone, you know, people are like just kayaking over there. There's the bridge. It's not really it is a bridge technically, but it's just a sort of a flat area. And basically on the right hand side is Hingham, and if you keep going around, then you would go into the entrance to World's End. If you go left here this way, then you end up going towards Hull, which I don't know if you can see on the wind turbine over there, but that it says Hull at the top. And so basically behind these trees is that road, and then on the other side of that is Nantasket Beach, and that's where I go for walks in the morning. It's where my parents go for walks in the morning. And so this is really cool. And I mean, I could literally just like cruise over and sit on this rock and just do a whole lot of nothing. And I'm probably going to do that here in a little bit with the GoPro as we go. So we will go back GoPro. what is World's End? So World's End is one of the many parks, and you know how in California they have like the national parks and state parks and that sort of thing. Well, this is a state park, and it's part of the Massachusetts State Park System, which is referred to as the Trustees of Reservations. And this is a significant amount of land. I don't know how many acres it is. I'll actually Google it and find out and put it at the bottom here. And I'll also provide a link below to find out more information about the Trustees of Reservations in general, which is basically, you know, undeveloped land where people just sort of walk and that sort of thing in Massachusetts. And I'll also have a direct link to World's End, which is out here. And so right now it is approximately, I would say it's about 70, it's about 80 degrees, let's say. The humidity is for some high. For me, I absolutely adore it. It's great. And so it allows for a lot of outdoors, which is really fantastic. And again, when I was a kid, my mom, my dad, and I, we would come down here and go for great walks, and my mom would, you know, prepare a lunch and that sort of thing. Sometimes we'd end up over at the beach. But it's funny because in, how long has it been since I mean 25 years coming back here, it really hasn't changed a whole lot, which is nice, right? And hello. And there's many things that I like about progress and technology and new and update and better. But I can tell you right now, there is a lot to be said for the way that it's always been. And that's sort of comforting when you come back here. There's a cool white bird. I'm not sure what kind he is. But, okay, so for example, the way it's always been. So this dock thing here, this used to be one of these docks, you know, that would float out, right? So it's like filled with styrofoam, and so therefore it fits, and then they wrap it in concrete to give it some girth. This thing has been here, I believe, since the blizzard of 1978. Because I remember after that blizzard coming down here, and everything was covered in snow and ice, and all this stuff had washed up on the beach, and you would walk on it and it would be all crazy, torn out. But there's a very good chance that that's not been here since 1978. However, the point is that there's many things that are absolutely unchanged about World's End, and the level of awesome that this place is great. So anyway, I wanted to share a little bit about World's End in Hingham, Massachusetts, and hope you enjoyed it.